Well, hello there, and welcome back to War Thunder. I'm Corny Swiss, and today we're looking at the Dicker Max, or its more technical term, let's see, the 10.5 centimeter K18 Panzer Dicker Max. That's perfect German pronunciation. I know. It's a rank 3 tank destroyer, 4.3 battle rating in realistic, 4.7 in arcade, and it's a lot of fun. So we're going to take a look at it. Now we're just going to talk about the first thing we're talking about is, I don't know, the reason you played this tank, or you would. 10.5 centimeter gun, 105 millimeter K18 gun. It's pretty sweet. 105 millimeter at 4.3 battle rating. It's really nice. I'm down for that. The advantages of that is the shell you're firing sometimes weighs as much as the tanks you're hitting. Not true. But it's a very big shell, and this tank just brings a lot of power, packs a lot of punch. In terms of gun handling, 15 degrees of gun depression is really good. 10 degrees of elevation kind of doesn't matter, but that's fine. That 15 degrees of elevation means this barrel actually basically can touch the front of the tank here. So you can imagine all the different types of hull down positions you can take. And those can really make this tank work a lot better than some of its predecessors, or some of its successors, and maybe some of its predecessors. So, but yeah, 15.4 second reload time with a halfway decent crew. That's fine. And where it sits in the tree, you have to go through the 8.8, the 8.8 centimeter flak truck, which I've already kind of told you about. But so the gun is pretty cool. Let's quickly look at ammunition. You start off with this APHE round. That's fine. You know, good penetration, good characteristics. 144 millimeters at 10 meters, 129 at 500, and 86 at 2,000. That's fine. That'll do the job. Gun, the muzzle velocity is fine. Explosive, that's all fine. It's whatever. HE shells is a 105 millimeter gun, so this might be useful. I didn't use it because, quite frankly, I'm not anything under 122. I usually don't consider the HE. I just don't think it packs enough punch. And I feel like that'd be the same here. This is the shell that I use exclusively on this tank. It's an APCBC. 822 meter per second muzzle velocity. It weighs a little more and packs a bit more penetration. 202 millimeters, that's about 60 so millimeters more at 10 meters. 191 at 500, and 158 at 2,000. So this basically doesn't lose much penetration inside 1,000 meters. It's a very potent shell. And this thing just knocks tanks out, and it's great. That's all I can say about the shell. It's great. It just kind of butchers T-34s and KV-1s and all the other fun stuff you're going to run into. But this tank is not just a gun. It's a platform to carry that gun. Armor profile, 50 millimeters. That isn't half bad. And the sloping can sometimes get you a bounce, especially if you're hull down, extreme hull down, and you're really back sloping this. You think about it, if you're using all 15 degrees of gun depression, that's actually 29 degrees of slope. That could be quite a bit, right? It's 50 millimeters head on, but if you add an extra, I don't know, try and get some more slope here. I can't, but you can imagine if you add an extra 15 degrees of slope, that could be a lot thicker. The upper casement, 30 millimeters, not a big deal. None of this armor is a big deal for anything, but it's weird enough that you can get some bounces because it's just thick enough, and then also the gun depression means that you're increasing that angle a lot, even if the gun arc, isn't particularly great. So that's fine. Gun depression is really sweet though, like I said. So yeah, armor. I mean, it's an unturreted tank destroyer. It's kind of garbage, so not much to report there. 22-ton tank, 180 horsepower, 27.8 kilometers per hour. It's not very fast. It's pretty slow, and it doesn't turn all that well. But what it does do very well is shoot the gun. So that's kind of what you want it for. Take a quick look at the X-ray. As you can see, all the ammo is in the upper casement along the back sides here, so that can be a problem sometimes. One crew member down in the hull, so he's got kind of a weird foot position. You ever notice that? See how his foot is like jammed into the transmission? That must be kind of awkward for him, but I don't know. That's cool. Yeah, but gunner, you got your machine gunner here. There is no machine gun, So I don't know what this guy's doing. I guess this guy's just an extra loader, because then you have your commander here looking through the periscope, and then you have another loader. So I guess there's two loaders because there is no machine gun. So, or else he's just an extra crewman, which is always cool. So yeah, pretty sweet. Not much more to report after that. You know, the engine's down in the bottom, in the tank. The transmission's up front, which is good because that can block a shot for you. If you're attacking this thing, just shoot it into the upper casement. Don't worry about the lower casement because all the crew are up here. Something to know about the armor profiles, all the crew members are actually covered by the armor. So machine guns from the sides and front is not very effective. From the rear you can get some crew members, but machine gun fire actually really doesn't bother this thing a ton. Now it's open top, so it's very vulnerable to being strafed by planes and stuff. But other than that, it's fine. You don't worry too much about machine gun fire because of this weird dorky looking periscope that pokes above the upper casement. And the other one's for the driver, or not the driver, the quote unquote aimer and the machine gunner. So yeah, just a quick summary. The gun is amazing. It's not very fast. Armor's okay. It's fine. But this gun just wrecks things. 200 millimeters penetration at 10 meters. That's pretty high for this battle rating. And it's not an APCR shell. It's an AP shell with explosive material. So that's really cool. So yeah, let's jump into the replay, shall we? So here we are in a realistic battle. On, I think this is this Tunisia or Sinai? I think it's Sinai. I like this map. I think this one's pretty fun. In the Dicker Max, obviously. And this is one of the earliest games I played in this tank. I was really excited. And it didn't disappoint. That's for sure. So we're starting off the match. I always find myself on this map either stuck in this valley or in those rocks or up on the ridge. And I've never been able to break out of that. There's been games where I've pushed along the east into that little village, and we've kind of run through there onto the flank and stuff like that, but oh, just took a hit. That was unfortunate. I was trying to do like Overwatch and watch the ridge, but I just got wasted by something. So I've lost a crew member. My gun is damaged. It's not the end of the world because I lost the machine gunner I can't use because I don't have a machine gun. So like, that's cool. My other guys are hurt, but that's probably fine. Now I want to try and get up here with the rest of my team because, well, I got to repair too. 9 seconds, that's not too bad. Churchill right there is taking some hits. But for some reason I stopped my repair. Why was that? I guess I wanted to shoot at something, the thing that Churchill was shooting at. Probably felt like that was a better use of... No, I had no idea how to fire the gun. That was obviously too low. Oh, okay, that's what I was doing. I was going to fire the shell because it was unlikely my gun was going to blow up. And then while I'm reloading, I can fix it. It seemed like the best move. So, then because the reload is about the same, so that worked out. I'm kind of just watching over there because I know he's going to pop back out. I know we didn't get him. He is actually there. There we go. Talk about that shot. Hit the very top of his little viewport there. I'm not going to be able to land a good shot onto the front of his turret or anything like that. I have too much gun muzzle velocity. Sorry, I forgot how to speak there for a second. So there's no reason for me to be over here. It's time to move. I need to get in a position where I can shoot at these guys a little easier because there's going to be T-34s all along that ridge. And then we're going to have to kind of try and beat them back. And this Churchill's nice because he's kind of a dumb, just sitting there type of target. He's more likely to get shot at than maybe I am. Or else they see a fat, juicy tank destroyer. Decide they want to have a go. Checking over there. I don't want these guys to sneak up on me, but, you know, they're T-34, so obviously they're going to sneak up on me. See what I mean? This is before I had any of the engine upgrades, but I don't think they make that big a difference. Sticker Max is just kind of a little bit slow. It's not like a motor around type of tank destroyer. Because you really just want to be kind of posting up. I just saw a guy with binos right there. This is the type of tank destroyer you want to post up and just kind of watch a section of field And then as soon as they come around, just blast them. Oh, he's still moving. We're going to want to try and, I think it's a KV-1 or something. We're going to want to try and nail that guy. Yeah, it's KV-1. I can hit him from this side of the rock. I don't know what's happening here. Nothing good. Got like an F4 using then the 3 as cover, and then we got T-34 shooting into everybody. 2 of them actually. I'm trying to turn so I can lay some pain on this guy. Bam. That's what I'm talking about. In front of a T-34, bam. No chance. He's dead. And he will continue to be dead. Transmission just took a shot for me. That was good. Bombs falling all around. It's always good. But I'm going to have to repair the transmission because no one's actually in my field of fire here. I think I just got hit by machine gun fire. I'm not sure about. It's suspicious. And then that guy who was probably lining up a shot on me just got knocked out. We saw that. That was cool. T-34 shooting into the area over here, but I'm a little bit safe because he doesn't want to come all the way over the ridge. That could change at any second, so I need to get prepared. 4 seconds, not too long. We know that KV-1's still poking around over there. He actually just took a shot at me, and now my engine's fixed. He's the most immediate threat. Let's send a shell. There's a hit right in the side face of his turret. That's going to make him back off because he's going to have to deal with that. This Churchill is getting kind of pummeled, so we're going to try and ice this T-34 over here. I think I can just see him. I know where he is, but he's difficult to spot. Churchill obviously can. But I don't want to be here anymore because artillery's coming down, and I'm very vulnerable to artillery. I think the Churchill has a better chance against T-34 maybe than I do. Not necessarily, but I feel like he's going to do okay if because he looked kind of angled. And if he's angled, he'll be fine. Unless he gets blown up. That could be a problem. Being bombed is generally not healthy for tanks. So now I know that I was repositioning, but I know that T-34 is going to be a problem now. I have no idea what I'm doing here. I've decided to go back up the hill, and I spot this guy. Juicy Su-122. Saw his explosion. His entire crew killed. Didn't need the explosion. The crew were wasted anyway. Now I know there's going to be all types of things shooting at me here. There's that KV-1. Yep, he just took a shot, but it was deflected. Most likely it looks like something in the back there took the hit for me. He's machine gunning me. Oh, I lost a crew member. That's probably why. It's going to hurt my reload quite a bit, but there's a KV-1 here that we need to deal with. So I'm going to kind of motor up, line up the shot. Okay, he's not going anywhere. Just took a hit, but that doesn't really matter. And boom. That was easy. Crew knocked out again. Now we're just going to keep motoring around this corner to hopefully avoid any fire coming from the rear. And then I'm going to try and turn around and ice anybody who's shooting at me. Yep, there's one. Enemy kill assist. I think that KV-1 just got wiped out. Scoot behind this rock. This thing doesn't turn all that well. It does become a problem. Yep, you can see the smoke. So that's where the KV-1 got iced. And I took a shot at him anyway. I wasn't sure. I should have been sure, but I wasn't. Alright, so now there's that. That's a 3M right there. But we're doing okay. We have the short end of the stick here, but we have people moving along the east, which is fine. Now I kind of want to push over to this next ridge because I want to try and hit them in their staging area, which is not the most fun tactic, but I'm in a pretty heavily damaged tank destroyer. My reload is compromised. I need every advantage I can get to ice these dudes. Artillery fire coming down on me, so I know where I am, which is a problem. It means there's likely some type of medium tank in front of me or off to the side that saw me. Or someone spotted me and can figure out where I am, where I'm going. But that just pushes me farther up the hill. I have to move because if I don't, I'm going to get wasted again. And there's actually an enemy tank down there. It's right there. Okay. Gadoink. That was easy. But that's going to be a problem for me because this 3M is now blocking me. And there's going to be a tank to my right. I don't know what he was shooting at. But we're about to take a hit to the right. It's going to be, yep, I think I just spotted the enemy tank. Oh, turn. Shoot him. Fire, critical hit, that's cool. Wait, what is it? Oh no, it's a AAA to my even farther right. Oh no, 1934, never mind. That guy. That guy's going to ultimately be what ices me. But that was a strong run out from the Digger Max. And we're going to move on to the next replay here because that's how I end. So, let's do it. So here we are in another realistic battle in the Digger Max, this time on Normandy. And this is from the replay system. I found that, so I've been playing a lot of War Thunder recently. But I've been playing it in chunks and I haven't been recording individually. I'll go back and get the replay because, quite frankly, it's just harder to record with Shadowplay than it is with Fraps. I mean, I've sorted out some of the issues, so it probably is easier now. But it's just more manual of a process, and I'd rather not fool with it. And a lot of times I like to listen to music or watch another video or listen to something while I'm playing. And obviously if I do that and record it, it'll be a problem. So I'll pick up the recording. I'll have to mute the sound and all this other stuff. So I tend to not worry about that. The replay system is good enough now where it's not really a problem. So that's cool. So I feel comfortable doing this. And it gives some advantages because now I can see where everyone was and I can better tell the story of the battle and why I was dumb or something like that. So yeah, I have been playing a lot of War Thunder. I actually have clips, I think, for obviously this review, because I'm talking about it now. The Nashorn, the Stuart Mill, and I think the Sheridan too. Maybe I need one. I think I need one more for that. But yeah, so those are reviews you can expect imminently. Yeah, so that should be pretty good. Some reviews coming out. Then there's a game I think I was going to show, or maybe it's a T29. It's only like half a game, because it was one of those, excuse me, it was one of those where you're just getting, the team's just getting overrun, but you have a good game type thing, like you kind of hold your own. But ultimately the team was getting overrun, and then, you know, I think I got knocked out of my T29, picked up the T95 and held the front, but ultimately got flanked, and, that's what happens with T95. It's tough to kind of hold on your own. But, I mean, ultimately they just used the terrain better and kind of just iced us, so not much you can do. But, yeah, so I have a fair number of clips. I just need to make them all into videos. And part of the problem is that the next couple weeks, I intend to be traveling, obviously home for Thanksgiving. Excuse me, hold on. Sorry, I had to sneeze, so I didn't want to sneeze all over the microphone. Nope, that hurt. That's a problem. My gun is currently knocked out, so we're not going to be able to do this move. Just realized the gun was hit, so time to back it up. Back it up. But as I was saying, from like I think maybe even the 19th, I might be driving home for Thanksgiving because my job lets me work virtually when, within reason. So I can work from home. I just log in from wherever I want and I can do my work from there. So that's pretty good. So I'll probably just be working from home that whole week. And assuming I don't just take it off. I have to find out if I can take off the holidays, which may or may not happen. So depending, but I'm not going to be playing a ton of War Thunder. I'm going to be seeing family, seeing friends, playing golf, and doing stuff like that rather than sitting down at the computer. So, I guess maybe I'm trying to get all these reviews together so I can just schedule them and have them out over the holidays so I don't, so I can try and form some type of schedule. Yeah, so things to expect, I guess. But what my friend in the ZSU there didn't realize is that there's a whole host of enemy tanks right there. And I'm currently repairing, but my goal is to repair, poke out, hit one of those guys, and back up and not die, basically. There goes some type of tank. That looks like a Firefly, maybe? Some form like that. Or no, Wolverine, sorry. First shell goes in, didn't knock him out, but caused a ton of damage to his internal components. And there's a Churchill over there that's going to be my next victim, or next hit. So I'm just waiting to reload, because that has been compromised. So it's going to take a little bit longer than normal. That guy just got hit, so that's cool. Knocked out. Now this Churchill is not angled for me, which is nice. So shell right through the front, no problem. And he's super dead. Checking to see if anyone else is there. But that's cleared that flank, at least for the moment. Spoilers, a Crusader AA is going to come rolling around there and cause me some serious problems. But there's a threat to our rear. There's artillery falling there. There's also a threat I note off to my right, down the road, and down towards B. But we're trying to capture B, so I really want to support. There's a... me and this T-34 are kind of pinned down by this jumbo over here. It's the short barrel jumbo, so it's less dangerous, but it still has the same armor. So that's going to be a little bit of a problem. His turret is going to be tough for me to penetrate. I can, but I'm going to have to hit it right. And that's not hitting it right. So, unfortunate there. Going to try and back up and reload. This has kind of been my spot. You know, I can... It's better when I'm shooting down that other road because I can use more gun depression. Here I have to basically almost come out front. I'm trying to reposition so I can see his hull, and because I know I can penetrate his hull. That shouldn't be a problem. But bam, I get taken out. So that's a little bit of a bummer, but let's move on to the opinion, shall we? Alright, so opinion time. What do I think of the Dicker Max? This has probably been my favorite of the unturreted tank destroyers. I've played up through the Stewart and Mill, which is kind of the last one, because then you have rocket tanks. So this is by far my favorite one. The gun depression is super nice, and the gun is super powerful for its battle rating. All the unturreted tank destroyers have powerful guns for their battle rating, but this one strikes a good balance between having just enough armor to be sometimes enough to save you, and a powerful enough gun that just crushes other people. There's been times when... Also, it's just at a battle rating where it's just not getting crushed left, right, and center. If that makes any sense. Like, the Stewart Mill, in my opinion, I don't like the Stewart Mill. I didn't like the Nashorn that much, but I'm going to talk about those in their own reviews. But the Dicker Max was probably the most fun I had playing this line, by far. Yeah, easily by far. I think this is probably the best of the bunch. Just because it strikes that, like I said, strikes that really nice balance between armor and firepower, where it has aggressively huge amounts of firepower. It has a good enough armor profile to keep the crew safe while you're delivering pain, but it won't stand up against like concerted attack. So you still want to be kind of a secondary target. You don't want to be the first guy they see, but you can really bring the pain, and that's what you're looking for in a tank destroyer. So yeah, I want to thank you guys for watching. I've been Corny Swiss, and I'll see you next time.